In each episode of this series, I will offer an applicant a blind choice of either a pleasant experience, a treat, or a darker trick. They won't know which one they've chosen, and they may not know how or when it will happen to them. All the applicants responded to advertisements. These are the 6 people that I've selected. They just don't know it yet. Welcome to Trick or Treat. Tonight's applicant is Stephen. He is something of a conformist who lives an ordered life and, like most of us, is used to doing what is told. Using coercion and suggestion, we're going to look at the fine line between sanity and insanity and let Stephen step for a brief while over that line. And his journey to madness starts in this black cab. After having dinner in North London, Stephen has called this taxi to take him to a nearby underground station.
Whereabouts are you going to, mate?
However, the driver is an actor who has been briefed to ignore Stephen and drive 10 miles in the opposite direction towards this alleyway. There he'll find more actors who have been briefed to unnerve him and test his reaction to people outside of his normal and safe world.
Hello? Excuse me, where are you going?
All of the windows are sealed shut and the doors are locked.
Oh. Can you stop the car, please? If you don't talk to me, I'm going to call the police.
Although we have complete control of the taxi, we didn't count on him calling the police.
Please, please. Hi, I'm stuck in a taxi. This guy, I don't know where he's taking me, but he won't. I've been knocking on the glass door, and he won't talk to me. And he's supposed to have dropped me off at a tube station, and we're not going to any tube station. We passed loads. And Steve. Oh, there's a thing on the window where the driver is, and it says it's the number of this cab, so it looks like the number's been removed. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. No, I don't know where I am. This is really, really not good. He's taking me somewhere, isn't he? This is an emergency. Oh, God. Take me down a dark alley. Fucking hell, where are we going? Why the fucking hell is he taking me? I don't know. What the hell is going on? Oh my God. Fucking hell. What is... There's loads of nutcases outside. Fuck. There's loads of weirdos outside. Shit. What's going on? Oh my God, I know what's going on. It's Derren Brown. Oh. Hello. I'm on the phone to the police at the moment.
Do you want to hang up?
They want to speak to someone. Hello?
Yeah, I'm of course. No, it's very embarrassing and I'm sorry. Take care, cheers. She volunteered to be on the show.
Yes.
A little while ago. And we'd love to use you.
Okay.
Alright, let me explain to you how the show works.
Right.
You get to make a choice of one of these 2 cards. Alright? One of them says trick, and one of them says treat.
Right, okay.
Now, if you pick the card that says treat, then what happens to you will be something nice. And if you pick the one that says trick, then it won't be.
Okay.
Okay? Do you want to play?
Yep, go for it.
Okay, great.
I think that might be the police again.
Do you want to cut them off?
Shall I?
Yeah. Okay. Here's your contract you need to sign. This just allows us to do anything we like with it. What's your name at the bottom?
Right.
Oh. Thank you very much. One man's sanity is another man's insanity. One man's treat is another man's trick. So you're going to choose one of these 2 cards. Just choose one by putting your finger on one or the other. That one there. Stephen's taxi ride is just the start of a longer and stranger journey that will reveal what could so easily exist in all of us.
Thanks very much.
Speak to you soon.
Okay, thanks.
More of Stephen's story later. The idea of vibrational energy systems existing within our bodies that can be triggered by a variety of crystals is a mainstay of New Age thinking.
Do you believe in, or, you know, what are your thoughts on crystal energy, crystal healing power, that kind of thing? What are your kind of thoughts on that?
I'm kind of open on it. It wouldn't be my natural inclination.
But you clearly are sort of, in your heart, quite sceptical about it as a...
It would never have been my port of call, no.
I sort of don't believe in it, or certainly don't believe in a lot of it. But I think, like a lot of these things, there are little nuggets of truth in it that have sort of got blown out of proportion and exaggerated. And with crystals and so on, what it's based on is the scientific fact, if you like, that we are all molecular beings. We're all made of molecules which vibrate. Crystals also vibrate, and they vibrate at different and discrete frequencies, and sometimes those frequencies will work in harmony with or against other things that are vibrating, like us, for example. And you get people that can't wear quartz watches, and it's because their own vibration, if you like, is sort of overwhelming this tiny bit of quartz, which is too close to their own vibration, or working against it somehow, and their watch consistently stops. But what's interesting about it is that you can use it the other way. If you take a larger piece of quartz, you can use it to override or interfere with the person's own kind of energy flow, if you want to use that word. So look, I'll show you this because it's really interesting. Take your two fingers, like that, as if you just lift up the mug. Perfect, and put it back down again. So it's relatively comfortable. Slightly odd angle, maybe.
Yeah,
fairly
that was all right.
All right, okay, good. So, I want you to do the same thing, but I'm going to put one of these on the back of your hand, so you might need to just sort of try and get the back of your hand flat. That's it, perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so just keep that on the table for now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now the other aspect, what I think makes these things work, especially when you start getting into the healing end, is people's expectation that certain things are going to happen, and you kind of create that yourself.
Yeah.
So that psychological aspect of it is important. I want you to look at the quartz, and you listen to me, and just imagine that hand becoming weaker and weaker. And as you do that, as you keep focusing on the quartz, genuinely try and lift the mug, while at the same time you focus on that kind of energy sapping out of your hand. Really try, just with those two fingers. Go on, just try. Really heavy, but keep... What's happening as you're trying?
Ridiculous, man. That's okay. Yeah.
And heavy?
I'm going to drop it.
Really heavy?
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
So what was, just as you were doing that, what did that feel like?
Oh, God. It felt really heavy. It felt stupidly heavy, yeah.
And you're genuinely trying? You're not just helping me?
I was trying. No, I don't want to help you at all.
No. So you're genuinely trying?
I was exerting the same amount of pressure.
Try this, it works both ways. Stand up. I'll stick with the same stone. So what you're going to do is you're going to put this in the other hand. Are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm left-handed.
That's what I thought. Okay, so hold that there.
Hold it?
Right.
Okay.
So with your other hand,
yeah,
you're going to hold on to just the end of the pencil there. All right? Now don't lift it yet. Just hold it there like that.
Just hold it?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, now try not to move.
Okay.
Okay, so what you get is a warmth coming from this, first of all, that will move along here and along this hand to the pencil. So it'll take a moment, and you have to kind of imagine it a little bit, but it's just sort of, again, it's just that sort of weakness. Just gently, just try and lift the pencil straight up. Nothing? Try again?
Stupid.
Nothing?
No.
You genuinely trying?
Yeah, well, I'm lifting a pencil.
Try again?
How hard can it be?
Nothing?
No, nothing.
Excellent. Let go of that.
I'm sweating.
You are, you absolutely...
Is that sexual energy?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
Brilliant.
Quite complicated. Many different layers going on at the same time. There is a form of crystal that we carry around with us all the time that we don't really think of as crystals, but it works on crystalline energy. And what have you got? It's a mobile phone. Have you got one on you?
Yes.
Okay. Now, we've got your number, so can you put that... Oh, it's one of those fancy... Can you put it to settings for me?
I've got a message.
It's from me. Are you sweating?
That's... oh, no, there we go, yeah.
All right, great. Has it got Bluetooth on it? These Bluetooth?
No, I don't think so.
No, okay.
I haven't.
Can't show you this, because I'm not supposed to know about this myself, so I don't want you knowing. Okay. Right. Okay. Take your crisps and sandwich and just hold them like that.
Okay.
Okay? I'm going to hold this on the back of your neck. In a moment, I'm going to get somebody to call you. All right? What you'll feel is you should get like a prickling feeling in the back of your neck. All right?
Okay.
It is safe. It's only going to be for like a minute or so. All right? When I tell you to, you're going to try and lift the plate up. Can we call, please? Thank you. Can you feel that?
Yeah.
Okay. Focus on the plate. Focus on it. Try and lift.
Fuck off.
Try and lift it. Keep trying, all right? Just keep focusing. I'll take this, just keep focusing. Keep trying to lift it. Right up, tug, hard as you can. Keep going. Excellent, thank you for that. You'll get a few sort of malignant headaches the next couple of days, and then it'll go away. Thank you ever so much. Everything I told you about crystals and mobile phones was rubbish, all right? But I did need you to believe that while we were doing it.
Yeah,
so,
of course, I'm happy to believe that.
Excellent,
yeah.
please
Okay.
Thank you very much indeed.
All I can say is I was genuinely surprised that I thought, well, all right, I might be doing a bit of this, but I'm not fucking doing all of it, because that feels like lead now, you know. It's either true that I'm stopping it, or he's doing something mental, or we're both, I don't know.
Stephen received a phone call telling him to be at Trafalgar Square at midday. His ordeal in the taxi will have already placed him in a state of paranoia, so it should take only a few extra pushes from me to take him from a balanced lifestyle to temporary lunacy.
Take me down a dark alley. Fucking hell, where are we going?
There's an actor handing out maps to the passing public.
Map to madness?
Each one contains directions to a room where a machine that I've designed awaits. So far, no one has followed the map. I believe Stephen's personality will impel him to follow the directions that will lead him towards the room. The process requires him to be fully alert, so I've arranged for his journey to be unsettling.
Mate, can you spare some change, please?
Sorry.
Please, I mean, for a week. Come on, man, please.
Sorry.
On the table, there are instructions that tell Stephen to sit in the chair and put on the headphones. This reprocessing technique is the final trigger in sending Stephen temporarily insane. They say that if you put an infinite number of monkeys and typewriters in a room, you would end up with something amazing, and of course a lot of monkey poo. In America, I wondered if I could get a bunch of bankers to come up with the numerical equivalent.
Thank you very much for coming out and doing this. Let me explain what we're going to do. There's a popular game we have in England, I don't know about you guys here, of guessing how many pieces of candy there are in a jar. Does that ring any bells to you guys? Or sweets, as we call it. That's excellent. Okay, well, this is what we're going to do. You will work in different areas of kind of accounting and maths-related, number-related work, which is kind of, these are the skills that I want to draw on for what we're going to do here. So, bearing that in mind, can we just nominate one of you who I'm just going to put to one side for the moment, and who's going to have a special job? Okay, let's get nicely pushed forward. Can we get a mic on you? Let me explain what your role is here. There's a board and sort of easel just over there. You're going to be writing down people's estimates. The reason why we're doing it like this is that if any of you see or hear what other people are choosing before you, it does tend to influence you, and it makes you sort of gear your own estimations towards what other people have said prior to you. So please do so quietly and don't come back and discuss your figures with anybody else. Amy, you also get to go first, all right? So you please come and have a look at the jar. Take a moment and have your guess. When you've got a number in your head, just let me know. Have you got something?
Yes.
Great. If you head over here for me then. This will be our writing area. You take the pen, put your own number at the top.
Okay.
You'll be person number 1.
Okay.
Great, fantastic. Let's go with the lady there in the middle. Great, and off you go. And somebody else step forward, thank you. Everybody done it? Okay, quite a wide range of numbers. It's a very deceptive thing. The correct number of sweets in the jar is 136. It is only 136, nowhere near as high as it looks, partly because there's something else in the jar, which I'm going to take out in a second. Anybody get close to that? Oh, somebody got 100. Who got 136? Was that you? Oh, congratulations. Just get a mic on you. What's your name?
Rebecca.
Rebecca, come forward for me. Thank you, Rebecca. Good. Well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank
Let's
you.
just come around here. There is a couple of other things going on here. First of all, I'm interested in the sort of the psychology of this and how people make their estimations and how they do this. And there's a certain sort of person that tends to do this better than other sorts of people. And also, I got a chance just to have a look at you guys earlier. Right? Just if you take the lid off. Sorry, do you want to just grab hold of that for me? Thank you. If you reach inside there, and just you need to reach in the sweets a bit and pull out. There's a sort of a scroll. Great. You want to open that up for us? Now you've got to read this out in your nicest, clearest voice. From the top.
There is a certain type of person who I think will estimate the correct number with the greatest accuracy. Firstly, it will be a woman, not a man. I also expect this to be someone who works in the field of brokerage. Her dress sense...
Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
Her dress sense will suggest a sharp mind, simple colors, and probably bright colored shoes. Jewelry will be silver and uncluttered, maybe a large ring. There will be at least one other accountant in the family, probably on her mother's side. From looking around the group, I think it will be the girl with the ponytail and the green army-style top.
Are those things right?
They're all correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Accountant, another accountant in the family?
Yes.
Mother's side? Or-
Yes, my mother.
You got a cat as well?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. I didn't want to write that in case that was wrong. Well, fantastic. And look, for the record, we didn't speak to you beforehand and ask you to tell you how many were in there or ask you to do any of that. And you haven't told us any of these things either.
No, I have not.
Fantastic. Okay, well, thank you very much indeed.
I'm quite impressed.
Well,
Thank
pleased
you
to hear,
very
Rebecca.
much.
The rest of you don't feel despondent, even though some of your estimates were terrible. There's another side to this which interests me, which is for those of you that, well, actually, taking all of you as a group, aside from one person who got it spot on, which I wasn't imagining you'd get it dead on, but you did, which is sensational. Could you just bring the board back over? Let me get you a calculator. You're going to need this. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, so we're going to take what you, as an overall group, would have done if you were one entity. If we saw you as one entity, what estimate you would have come up with. So we're going to take the mean of the numbers that you've got. So if you take the calculator there for me, you're going to add up all of those numbers and tell us the grand total. That sounds about right then. Okay, so the total is 2,856. And there are 21 people here, so do you want to divide that number by 21? So we'll end up with the mean of the group.
136.
136, which is what you got,
Yes.
which is the correct amount of sweets in the jar. Sensational. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It was unbelievable that he knew everything about her. Just like dead on, because I know her, and it's just right on. It's unreal. I'll feel very comfortable estimating anything now, since I know I might actually get it right.
135, 136.
Stephen's voyage into the unknown started when he was kidnapped in a taxi.
If you don't talk to me, I won't come on planes.
Then there was an irrelevant choice with only one outcome. 2 weeks later, he received instructions to go to Trafalgar Square. A map and his curiosity have led him to this room in an old theatre. I've aimed to remove all his normal barriers to acceptable social behaviour. Its effect is only temporary and is perfectly safe, but it is nonetheless very powerful. Around the room, I've left some theatrical props for him to experiment with. The general public are about to experience Stephen's temporary lunacy.
And I shall sing.
In each episode of this series, I will offer an applicant a blind choice of either a pleasant experience, a treat, or a darker trick. They won't know which one they've chosen, and they may not know how or when it will happen to them. All the applicants responded to advertisements. These are the 6 people that I've selected. They just don't know it yet. Welcome to Trick or Treat.
Our applicant tonight is Anne, a 75-year-old lady from North London. She's travelling on the bus, as she does most days, but today we've secretly taken control of the vehicle. We've wired our recorders into the onboard security cameras, and all of the passengers apart from Anne are actors.
I don't like takeaways, but I like a pizza. Now and again, I do like a pizza.
The driver has been told to leave his normal route and drive to a secluded spot where we have more hidden cameras waiting.
I'll have a look at her and ask her. I won't say anything. Oh, what's going on?
Stay where you are.
Pleased to meet you, Derren.
Very pleased to meet you. You've applied to come on the show, and we'd love to use you.
Really?
We'd love to use you on the show.
You're picking me, are you?
I'm picking you right now.
Oh, God, now my tummy goes.
I'm pleased to hear it. Let me explain how the show works, all right? So listen very carefully. What happens to you on the show depends on your choice of one of these two cards here, all right? Now you'll see one of them says trick on it, and one of them says treat.
Right.
Okay? Now, if you pick the card that says treat, and I'll put them there where you can see them. Yes. If you pick the card that says treat, then what happens to you will be something lovely and something you'll really enjoy.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you pick the one that says trick, then it won't be. It'll be something a bit horrible. Do you want to play it?
Yes, please.
You do? Excellent. Pleased to hear it. So first of all, I need to get you to sign this, which is your contract. That just allows us to do anything we like with you.
You can... Oh... I'm a bit shaky, so you have to...
That's all right. No, you shake away.
Because
that's right.
I'm...
Signed by contributor. That's you just there. Thank you very much indeed. That's lovely. Thank you, Anne.
Thank you. Oh, God, what have I done?
Okay. Let's see what you pick. So, you're going to choose one of these two, and you're going to choose it just by putting your finger on it just for a second. Excellent. Okay. Well, I don't want you to see what you've picked.
Okay.
So if you face the other way and close your eyes for a second, I'm going to show the camera, but I'm not going to let you see for now. Okay. Thank you, Anne. You can look back now. So that's all for now, and you'll hear from us in the next couple of weeks.
Really?
Yes.
Thank you.
See you soon.
We'll learn more about Anne's treat later on.
You are. I really thought I was being kidnapped, to be honest.
So, despite my winning 3 Olivier Awards and 4 BAFTAs, Madame Tussauds in London still refused to do one of me as if they couldn't melt down Alan Titchmarsh and add a goatee. So, to show them what an asset my presence there would be, I had a go at being a waxwork for a day.
So as you stand there, looking at me, and just with the sound of my voice right there in the centre of your head and floating all the way around you, even though you know that it's just a mannequin, just a doll stood there, you can absolutely imagine that feeling coming from your feet, where your feet are at the moment, rooted into the ground, that maybe you find your eyelids growing heavy and wanting to close, and just allowing yourself to drift away, eyes open or eyes closed, it doesn't matter. But as you listen to my voice and stand there quite still, looking at me there, and you wonder maybe if you'll fall over, but you won't fall over, you can stand quite comfortably as your mind just switches off. And it's almost like you become one of the waxworks yourself. And the more you stick, the more you notice how stuck you become, and the more you try in vain to unstick yourself, the more and more that you stick. A relaxed sticking feeling right the way through your arms and your fingertips, right the way down into your feet, rooting them into the floor. Sticking, locking, gluing, gelling, cementing, bonding, fusing and welding tighter and tighter into place as you feel yourself locking rigidly but so comfortably into place like you just switch off. And the more you try to unstick yourself harder and harder, the more you stick and the more you remain in that wonderfully comfortable stuck state as you wonder just how long you could indulge yourself for. and it feels great, doesn't it?
As I was looking at him, I just kind of got number, and I felt like my body was turning really statue-like hard.
I just kind of felt really sucked in by the lights because they were like whirling around.
We only caught the end bit of it, but I actually started drifting off. But then everything just stopped and it was fine.
It's been 2 weeks since I met Anne on the bus. I've now asked her to meet me at Victoria House in central London.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you,
Nice to
Mr.
see you
Brown.
again, thank you.
Actually,
don't call me Mr. Brown. Oh, sir's fine.
Anne still has no idea of what I have planned for the next week.
You play a little bit of cards, is that right?
Yes, not anything special. I play brag, rummy, a pontoon.
Okay. Just with friends or
with just my husband and his friend.
Well, a week from now, we're going to enter you in a poker game with some world-class poker players.
Oh no.
With the idea that you're going to win quite a lot of money from them. So over the course of the next week...
I don't play poker.
I know you don't play poker. But you see, if you did play poker, you'd have a way of playing which would get in the way. I'm going to teach you my way of playing. That's a royal flush.
Oh, a royal flush.
I teach her the rules of the poker game she'll have to play to world standard next week, namely Texas Hold'em. It's important she doesn't become too stuck on learning the rules at this stage, as they'll get in the way of the psychological techniques I want her to pick up on.
Essentially, the structure of the game is sort of fairly simple. The fun starts in terms of how you bet.
Players obviously try and keep their cards a secret, so I'm going to teach Anne some skills at telling what card a person is holding.
Ace, king, queen, jack.
First, I demonstrate by trying to tell her what card she's thinking of. The ability to read physical cues accurately will be invaluable when she's faced with the professional players.
You might give that away, so I'd say it's probably the Jack of Spades.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes.
Excellent, okay. So...
God.
Ace.
Using a friend who's a poker enthusiast to help us out, I ask Anne to try and guess the card he's thinking of just by watching and listening to him.
Well, I'm going to go for spades.
Can you go for spades? I'm going to go for diamonds. I think it's king of diamonds. Was that it? Was that it? Okay.
I'm never going to do this.
Oh, yes, you
Derren.
are. By the end of this, you'll be able to do this. You'll be able to do this like that.
I show her how to create a certain state of mind, one in which she has the confidence to totally believe that she's capable of winning.
Your responsiveness and your receptivity opening up.
Even though she may not understand this process, it is important that she trusts her instincts, in this case, regarding the first card that comes to mind. I haul in our makeup artist and we start again.
9, 10.
Did anything at all occur to you during that, or...?
When she counted 9.
Okay, and the suit?
Hearts.
Hearts. Anywhere close?
8 of diamonds.
8 of diamonds. Okay, close your eyes for me. In your mind, you're going to feel that confidence and that openness.
I have Anne refocus and get her to try the exercise again using her heightened receptivity.
Jack, queen, king.
You got one? What was the card?
5 of diamonds.
5 of diamonds. That's really good.
What have you done to my brain?
Great, okay, well it'd be lovely, if you don't mind a bit of homework, just to have a look at that and just get your husband to test you, and it'd be great.
I must admit I'm a little bit scared because I'm not very good with my memory sometimes. I suppose it's my age, I don't know. But Derren is absolutely marvellous, isn't he? I don't know how he gets to put things in your mind, but he does.
Throughout the week, Anne has been improving her skills by playing a few social games of poker.
I'm folding.
2 pairs.
Oh, well done.
I'm all right, but I'm still a little bit wary of the big one when it comes, when I'm playing professional poker players.
They must recognise her straight away that she can't play, sure.
It's all very well playing at home, but it will be a much tougher challenge against a group of world-class professionals. 2 days later, Anne joins me for our last session together before her big day.
When people talk about keeping a poker face, the idea is they're trying not to give any... Yeah.
Reading a bluff is one of the hardest but most fundamental parts of poker.
Things that they will do...
There are numerous signs that give away information about a player's hand and intentions.
They're going to try and appear weak. If they've got a weak hand, they're going to try and appear strong.
I have her revisit her state of heightened receptivity.
And your ability to read the unconscious signals that people are giving off amplifies.
It's time now to build on her increased intuitive skills with some more exercises.
You're trying to get all the high cards.
A card will be identified as high, that's an 8 up to an ace, or low. And I get Anne to use her newly amplified intuition to sense a bluff as to whether the card is high or low.
This is a high card.
Low.
The cards are then placed face down into 2 separate piles according to her predictions.
This is a high card.
To get her used to reading a range of male faces rather than just mine, I have another card enthusiast try to bluff her as well.
I'll have that one, I believe you.
Okay, let's stop there. So 8 and above, you spread them out on the table.
She turns over the piles she believes to be high cards, and she scores pretty much 100%.
And these are all low. That's really good. That's very, very good.
Despite being confident that Anne has absorbed enough of my skills to compete well in the tournament, I cannot influence the random dealing of cards. So if she gets dealt bad cards on the day, she may still lose. Meanwhile, I'm in Las Vegas, where for some people, poker is an obsession. I pop into a nightclub to chat to some of the locals. I'm Derren.
Carolina.
Carolina, very good to meet you. And
Hi, Shannon.
Shannon, excellent. And April, very good to meet you. I realise it's a personal question, but if I asked you, is there a belief, either about yourself or about things generally, that you would like to believe more than you do? Something maybe you don't believe, but it'd be useful if you did believe, or...
That I could do better in school. I believe that I could get all my homework done.
But that image is sort of not quite certain somehow. Is that right? When you look at it, it doesn't sort of feel it doesn't feel solid. Is that maybe that makes it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
So difficult to sort of grasp hold of. Doesn't feel solid. Doesn't feel certain. Okay. Now where do you live? Do you live in?
I live in Vegas.
In Vegas, and you know. So when you think of that, and you think that you know you live in Vegas, that's solid. All right. So you know that's a solid picture, and that makes you feel that's definitely live in Vegas. Yeah, that's clear. And the other one is a bit different. Now look, if you take this other image, all right, take the image of you succeeding and doing well, the one that feels a little bit kind of uncertain and difficult, and difficult to grasp. If you move that over here, take the same image of you being able to succeed and lock that into place, which is just there, isn't it? Now when you look at it, does that feel more certain?
Yeah, it does.
So as you look at it now, that image of you being able to succeed and write your paper, how does it feel when you look at it?
Like clear, kind of very sharp and achievable.
And achievable. Right. Absolutely. And be honest with me, does that make you now feel you believe that you can do it?
Honestly, yes, it does.
See, what's interesting is that little change, which took 10 seconds,
right,
can make all sorts of changes. Little things like that, you plant a little seed and that can make all sorts of changes in your life, which I don't know what they'll be, but I'm sure you'll find out what they are. Let me give you these. Take those for me.
Okay.
Just lay them out for me on there. Excellent. All right, let's move those like that. Will you just tell me what the colours are? Go.
Okay. Blue, green, yellow, red.
Excellent. Now you've done what everybody does,
okay,
which is perfectly understandable. Blue, green, yellow, red. They are, of course, the words, the names that we would normally give those colours. In fact, the situation is more complex. I'm sure you know as well as we all do that that's not actually blue. What it is, it's got a colour or a pigment or an ink that the light bounces off, that absorbs most of the light. The rest of the light hits our eyes. That message gets to our brain. Our brain says, you call that blue. It's just a word we give to that sort of that light sensation. It's not actually blue. And anyway, who's to say that's blue anyway? Because you've got the weird sort of reflections in the laminate, and one blue could be another person's green. I mean, you wouldn't say it was definitely blue, would you? Well, definitely blue, but it's sort of
blue.
It's got different colours in it. Yeah. I mean, you could probably see all sorts of other colours in there if you look for long enough. It's not definitely blue, is it? No. Okay, excellent. And what about if I said this one here? You said this was yellow.
Right.
Okay, but again, it's who's to say it's yellow? I mean, would you say that was definitely yellow?
Not really.
Not really. Not
completely.
Definitely. Not completely yellow. I mean, there are all sorts of other colours in there. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you might see maybe it could be a little bit orangey. It's quite a warm colour, isn't it? There are lots of other warm colours like, like red or like an orange or something like that. I mean, would you say that was could be red? Could have a bit of red in it, maybe?
A little bit.
It's sort of related to that whole area. Yeah. I mean, you could absolutely lock that into place, and you could definitely see that as red, couldn't you?
That's red, yeah? I mean, as a colour, if you looked at that as a colour and you had to name what colour that was, what would you say?
I'd say it was red.
You said that was red. Cool. And be honest, you know, so we've got, so these colours are...
A blue, a green, red, black.
Excellent, okay. Did you say you had your car outside?
Yeah.
Can we just go and look at your car? Is that all right? Excellent. Can you follow us, guys? Where was it?
It's a Hyundai. It looks just like that black car right there.
Looks like the black car just here, did you say?
Yeah. That's my license plate number. Definitely my car. Now it's black, but that's my car.
That is your car, but that is the wrong colour.
Right color.
That's right. I see what you mean. So, is there a car here that is the right colour?
There's a red Hummer over there, but
where's the red Hummer? Through there. Can we see that? There's that red Hummer just there. Yeah.
that is my car. But it's who painted it black though?
Our best friend thinks her car is black.
When it's red.
Everybody can see it's red except for her.
Yeah, that's pretty odd.
The game we've entered Anne into has been sponsored by the international poker magazine Bluff Europe, who are promoters of televised tournaments. The other players know that Anne has been given a crash course in poker, but not by me. They think we're making a documentary about a pensioner who up until a week ago couldn't play poker, and that she was part of an experiment to see if a poker guru, or genius, specialising in reading body language, can teach her to win. The organisers have allowed us to film backstage, so I meet Anne outside the studios and show her to a private room away from all the players. Her husband George has also joined us.
First of all, they said that they may play quite aggressively, and it's often a way that poker players tend to try and intimidate each other. It's by throwing in huge bets right at the start,
Really?
so there'll be a little bit of that going on. Keep that feeling of relaxation and calmness.
Just before the tournament, I have Anne re-engage with her receptive state. This will increase her ability to read her opponent's body language and get a sense of their cards.
Open your eyes. Feel it? Feel nice? Good. I think that's all.
That's all.
As Anne is taken into the studio, we have a quick word with the match commentators about what they think of Anne's chances.
We've got 5 of the best UK professionals around. They've all proven themselves around the globe, and there's a big cash prize for first and second. So I cannot see her even getting close to the top 2 prizes, and I really don't fancy her chances here today.
She'll get good in maybe 2 or 3 years, but certainly years, not months, no doubt about that.
Absolutely. I'll be surprised if she even lasts 10 minutes. Hi, and welcome to the Bluff Europe Poker Challenge.
As the game lasted almost 90 minutes, we can only show you some of the highlights.
I'm a professional poker player, and I tend to be a steady player that just tends to win more often than I lose.
Biggest tournament win was in Las Vegas in 2005, where I won 50,000 in the World Series main event.
I finished third in one of the World Series tournaments and got 77,000.
Been playing poker off and on since I was 11 years old.
More than 30 years, so probably since before some of my competitors tonight were born.
Been playing poker? Maybe a week, 2 weeks. Not every day, just now and again.
So, it's a one-table sit and go. Every player sitting down with 2,000 chips.
Blinds start at 25.50, so 40 big blinds each.
10 hands into the game, Anne is still at the table and holding her nerve against the seasoned professionals. Then, as predicted, some of the players started to try and intimidate her by placing large bets.
Nick Presso's gone all in. Let's see if this pushes her out.
In an attempt to score a big win, Nick bet all his chips on this hand. His aggressive play scared off 4 out of his 5 opponents, so it was left to Anne to work out whether he was bluffing or not. She needed to use both her intuition and her observation of his body language. She'd picked up on a tell that made her decide to continue playing and match his large bet.
Call it. Call? Yeah.
She's called.
This was her first big risk. If Anne read him correctly and won this hand, Nick was out of the competition. If she misjudged it, it would have cost her almost all of her chips.
So I've got to turn him over?
Yeah. Oh, that's not what he wanted to see.
It was all down to the turn of the next 2 cards. Anne would lose if either of these was a queen or a 9.
Yeah, queen or a 9. Not good.
And takes a scalp.
But she judged it right, and the first professional exited the game.
Knocks out Nick Pickford's Passat.
Right in.
30 minutes later, and Anne was amazingly still in the game, continuing to win more chips and having seen another 2 poker professionals leave the table. Anne's getting a bit tired now, but she's down to 2 opponents. If she can maintain this level of concentration, she's only a step away from winning one of the 2 cash prizes. Anne has been playing for almost an hour now, and the battle between her and Paul is continuing.
I'm going to go all in.
Paul's gone all in.
Paul had made a major bluff and bet all his remaining chips. To stay in the game and challenge Paul, Anne would have to bet all of her chips too.
Got a hand to cool with.
Paul was unconsciously giving away subtle signs that Anne found easy to read.
Wow, look at Anne's face.
I'll call him, go on.
Yeah, go on.
Look at Paul's face.
Oh,
He's
no,
not happy.
Please don't call me.
Please.
She read his bluff correctly, but she's not safe yet and would still lose if any of the dealer's cards were 10s or 7s.
6, 4, 2, 4, 2.
And Anne flushing chance in the money.
13.
Hats off to Anne.
Oh, things are looking up.
Anne Chance has made the money, knocking Paul Parker out in 3rd position.
Anne was now certain to get one of the 2 cash prizes. She'd been using her new skills perfectly, and with only Jeff remaining, she now focused all her attention on him. It's the last hand, and the game has been playing for 91 minutes. With a pair of aces, Anne felt she had a stronger hand than Jeff, and she was right. The odds were massively in her favour. She decided to risk all her chips on this hand in the hope that Jeff would also do the same.
All in.
I'll call.
What?
And a call.
Jeff's called.
You maniac.
Okay, cards over.
Yeah,
Anne's gamble seemed to have paid off. She was in a great position to win first prize. Only a 9 would stop her.
I need a 9.
Such bad shape. There's only 2 cards in the deck now that can help him. He's a monster dog.
Classic mistake. You search.
Poor Anne.
Anne had played the hand perfectly. It was just a lucky turn of the card that made Jeff the winner and Anne come in second.
And that's it.
Ah, well.
Cash winging its way over to Jeff's bank account and £1,000 for
She's in the money.
for lovely Anne.
Congratulations.
As you saw in the end, it still came down to a lot of luck. She outplayed me on the last hand and I got lucky.